Well, everybody, I guess King Mickey has let us down again. Sadly, he used to be the hero. He's currently not really a hero. Because you know why? They're gonna bring this guy back. And yes, I chose a very smug picture just to piss you off. But yes, I guess he's gonna be back on tonight. That's pretty lame. Let's watch a report on this shit.
I can hear too live now from Fox. I am Andy Mack. We do have some breaking news that we want to get to as Jimmy Kimmel will be back on air starting on Tuesday.
See, this is why people don't learn lessons. They're literally like, okay, let's take him off TV. And then you know what happens? Let's put him back on TV. How are you going to learn a lesson that way?
After ABC and Disney pulled him from the air, suspending him indefinitely for his comments made.
And by the way, leave it to Disney, everybody. Leave it to Disney to ruin a good thing.
About the fatal shooting of Charlie Kirk. Back on air, Jimmy Kimmel will return to air. As you can see this, a post from TMZ saying Jimmy Kimmel Live is coming back to ABC after this suspension. So obviously...
And you know what? I hope absolutely nobody watches your show, dude. I hope you get nobody watching it. I hope all the laughs you hear are fake. I hope it sucks.
There are lots of conversations we did watch unfold even on Hollywood earlier on today, calling for Jimmy Kimmel to be reinstated.
And you know what? I seen this shit this morning and I was like, dude, this is so dumb.
That is happening right now. And in a statement from Disney, they said, quote, last Wednesday, we made the decision to suspend production on the show to avoid further inflaming a tense situation, an emotional moment for our country. It's a decision we made.
See, look, it was fake. This was fake. Fake feeling bad, you know.
Because we felt some of the comments were ill-timed and insensitive. We have spent the last days of thoughtful conversation with Jimmy. So, of course, after those conversations, we reached the decision to return the show on Tuesday. So some big news in terms of this as the FCC chair.
Dude, I really wish he stayed fired because you know what? I never liked this guy even from a long time ago.
Brendan Carr said it might have to take the easy way or the hard way in terms of regulating some of those comments by Jimmy Kimmel. But big news that the comedian, the late night talk show host is back on air starting on Tuesday.
And it won't be funny. Not one thing will be funny. Not at all.
Days. So less than a week since he was pulled from the air for those comments.
Dude, he should have got fined for misinformation. That's what I believe.
About it.
And then he wouldn't have been back on there for a while if he got fined. You know, not even fined. He should have got locked up.
We heard lawmakers in Hollywood today comment
for misinformation.
And on what he said, of course, calling on the reinstatement of Jimmy Kimmel. So some big news in terms of that here on Live Now from Fox about that late night show host. As you can see also saying this from Elizabeth McDonald, say Jimmy Kimmel is returning to a show tomorrow night. Disney still says his comments were ill-timed and insensitive. But big news. And
at least they said something.
A rocky start to the week for Disney in terms of their...
But we all know Disney doesn't really give a fuck. They're just doing it to look good.
Stock talking about potentially Disney being boycotted. We'll see if it's somewhat of a reverse, if it is instead not the left only dropping Disney.
And I wonder, will Jimmy Kimmel change his tune? Will he make better jokes? We'll see.
Disney, but now the right for bringing Jimmy Kimmel back. All right, following it all closely here on Live Now from Fox. Let's slide away for another quick 2-minute break.
Well, what the hell? I don't want to watch a commercial. What's this shit?
All right, welcome back in here to Live Now from Fox. I am Andy Mack. Thank you so much for joining us. Coming up here in about 15 minutes or so, we're expected to hear from President Trump alongside HHS Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. talking about a major autism announcement. So just a live picture there in Washington, D.C. at the White House. And sometimes some of these events, there are a variety of different questions being asked, especially on the international front.
I don't even care
other
about
top
this,
headlines,
because the announcement was not even worth time.
Developing story that Wednesday we made the decision to suspend production on the show last Wednesday. from Disney talking about the return of this, saying last Wednesday we made the decision to suspend production on the show to avoid further inflaming the tense situation at an emotional moment for our country. It's a decision we made because we felt some of his comments were ill-timed and insensitive. We have spent the last days having thoughtful conversations with Jimmy, and after those conversations, we reached the decision to return that show.
Why are they telling
on
us
Tuesday. So some
again?
big news in terms of this, as free speech advocates speaking out about the censorship they felt was taking place with Jimmy Kimmel.
It wasn't censorship. The guy gave out misinformation. That's how stupid people are. They're going to say it was free speech even though it was misinformation, so it fits the narrative for them. Dumb fucking people.
There, Brad Sherman in Hollywood talking about it was not a joke, was not saying anything about Charlie Kirk in particular, saying it was obviously against the president instead. So following this closely here on Live Now from Fox, and obviously a lot of new developments. We'll hope to hear from our Fox 11 team about those developments here, and we potentially could hear from the president himself if he was asked on a question there inside of the Oval Office, inside of the White House.
I'd like to see if Trump said something. See, this is why people are stupid. No one's going to ever learn their lesson if you let people do these things. But I know this was a short one. I just wanted to make a video to my one last time. So, y'all have a good night.